Hello, I'm Midge Penal, and today I bring you another video. Today, we are doing a bit of a different one. I am building a Kroot shaper on Kroot Carnosaurus from the Seraphon saurus oldblood carnosaur kit. Also the old priest or something, I don't know, I can't remember. I don't like how Warhammer used to do like two different models, but the same kit. Yeah. But let's get into it. I hope you guys enjoy. And if you do, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell so you never miss another video. And checking out my Discord down below. I'm trying to build a community, and you joining will help a lot. Alright, let's get into it now. Starting this kit bash, I grab my hands on this Carnosaurus. Carnosaur or Carnosaurus? I can never remember the name of it. The dino. As my goal is to, well, build a dinosaur with a Kroot rider. Pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. The only difference is this model takes a long time to build. Exceptionally long, in fact. How it takes forever, I still don't understand myself. A lot of this is, well, clipping and then sanding up the model so it looks flush, well, so it fits all together. Now, for the first modifications, I've done all that. My first modification is taking a Tau stealth suit from the new stealth, the XV26 stealth suit's helmet option, and carving it down into a sort of well, I cut it in half, really, following the actual helmet's markings, allowing me to have a large and small point. This allows me to start building up this beak-like appearance. Now, yes, I do modify the poses as I went for a more dramatic bite. I like the look of it. And I have to give this idea to Box from the little box, and I believe it was his brother who came up with this idea. So thank you to them both, as I am really happy with this idea, and I'm very happy with the turnout, even though it was a nightmare to paint. This model. It is a nightmare, and using sprue goo, I use that to sort of smooth out the transition between dino and metal. Once I get that where I'm happy with that, I attach it. It's not too hard, and I do recommend if you're going to do very natural or organic things, just blob it on some sprue goo. Works really well as long as you keep it like medium thickness. Gluing it to the base, we get started. This is the beginning of this, well, dinosaur. Now we're going to start going into more detailing it, as I've taken inspiration from a, I believe, 80s show called Dino Riders. Now, a lot of people that are watching this probably do not know what Dino Riders is. It was a cartoon of, well, sort of dinosaurs with sci-fi armor and guns. That was pretty much it. I can't remember much more of it. I just know I got given this. Well, not given, actually, I came up with this idea, and it has been such a fun idea. Now, what I've done with this Kroot, I've taken a Rampager rider and using its body to sort of settle in on the back of this dinosaur, using only its body and its hand, the actual gripping hand, because I'm going to do some modifications to this body to make it a shaper, a Kroot clan leader. Because I can't tell you, you cannot tell me a war shaper, shaper? I'm terrible with that. War shaper riding into battle on a dino. On a Kroot, or a Kroot Rex. I'm still trying to figure out the name. Do leave some name suggestions if you've got any down in the comment section of what I should name this thing. Because it'll be whatever this thing I name this with War Shaper Rider. Because pretty may as well keep it self-explanatory. And then I might try and make some custom rules for it because so far it's just a lone spear. Is it on a bigger base? Yes. Do I care? No, because I'll happily play at disadvantage. It seems like a lot of people that play the Warhammer, well, play Warhammer Tabletop, really get annoyed with like base sizes. I can understand because people like to pish posh around it, but if you play genuinely fair to what it is and actually play for fun, you can get around these restrictions really easy, because this base is, I believe, a 190 oval base, and I think the lone spear is on a 160 base. So it's only it's 3 centimeters bigger. Now, 3 centimeters is not a massive amount. Yes, it is quite a fair bit for Warhammer, but if you just say, okay, I get a 3 centimeter disadvantage from the base, congratulations, you're now in a 60 mil range. Sure, you might have disadvantages on certain areas, but that's fine. What I'm doing now is taking the War Shaper's arms, molding them with a regular Kroot arms to then have it graft into it so it looks really nice, in my opinion. And then I'm taking the War Shaper's cape of, I believe, teeth. I'm going with teeth. I'm just going to say it's this dino's teeth from when I was little. And mount it on his back. I'm going very crude, but really epic. And the idea of just a Kroot with a cape riding a dinosaur is cool to me. Anyone that says it's not cool, clearly you don't like fun. Because this is fun, this is cool, rule of cool wins overall. Now, a lot of this is like modifications, trying to adjust things so it fits. You notice the War Shaper's staff, I can't remember, I think it's like a double-edged scythe, but his staff, I'm going to call it, is actually the opposite hand to what I'm going with. So I will swap out his hand, even though technically it could have worked, it's just all angled not right to the way I want it. So I'll get a new hand from just like one of the rifles. I think this is where I'll get a hand from one of the rifles and just repin it together so it suits the way I want it. And then using, I believe, the Shaper's bow arm, the one that holds the bow, I use that as to hold the staff. So he looks like he's in a charge with me men pose, which I like a lot. And yeah, it's not a massive kit batch, I will say that. The big part is where I carve into the legs of the dinosaur. That there is probably the most challenging part. Because I'm going to carve in and take, similar to another, what's his name? Another Day Miniatures, I think it is? Similar to what he did with actually the exact same model. He stuffed in some mechanical parts in the leg. And so I wanted to keep this guy from not looking just straight up Age of Sigma. I wanted to make him more 40k. So strapping some cybernetics to enhance some damage he's possibly had works out a lot better than I thought. And as you can see here, I'm using toothpicks and super glue to make the quills. I believe they're quills. I'm pretty sure the Kroot call them quills, but the Kroot's hair on this model. And I'm really happy with the way it's turning out. This task is very tedious. I should have probably done it a bit. I could have done this better. I probably should have just started with green stuff and just go on green stuff along the back, like the back of the neck, and just start sticking them in, and then adding super glue when I was happy with their placement. That, if you wish to recreate this, I would highly recommend doing that, because otherwise your quills get a bit bunched up, because the way the super glue works with the wood, it gets a bit messy and gets unorganized to where how the Kroot have it like all wrapped up. Now I can just say, yep, this Kroot has just like not taken care of its dino's quills, but that's, yeah, bit of a slack job. Now taking some pouches and things, I believe from the Cadian upgrade sprue, Kroot carnivores, and a ghost kill for armor, I finish off with this nice looking, and the stealth suit, yes, the extra teleporter. I finish off with this really nice dino monstrosity. So, let's get into painting it, shall we? Citadel layer Techless blue. I use this for a base coat because I'm going to use my blue Kroot recipe for this. Only difference is that I'm going to adapt it to this model more so. So there will be some mild changes, but mostly the blue parts will be the same recipe. Along with I believe, and the belly I think will be the same color. I can't remember now. But yeah. Model Air US Desert Armor. I use this for the belly and underside best I can. I'm not 100% sure how this dinosaur's anatomy works, so it is a bit of a guessing game on how things fit. So, yeah. But I feel I've gotten it quite alright to how a dinosaur would work. And their skin tones work, I think. Well, it's good enough for me, really. Game color, electric blue. I spray electric blue just to add some highlights. This is kind of what I'm doing for the next little bit. It's just highlighting it up, trying to get it look nice. I'm not going to do much more to the stomach, I don't think. But yeah, it's basically just making this a nice, vibrant, pale-ish blue. Because for some reason, my camera just likes to grab onto that color. Now, I would say this would actually make a great dragon color scheme, but Army Painter Crushed Saw. I use this for like scar tissue. I do come back in with more colors to try and establish it's more scar than flesh, I guess. But even then, I've not painted scar tissue before, so it is a bit of an odd one, so I try my best. Just going around the edges of it, and then I'll come back in with like, say, with the metallic and just like fix up the metal bits. But other than that, it's okay. Game color, electric blue. Model color, white glaze. I use this as the, I believe, final highlight for the skin. And just spray it from above. Probably could have used a little less, but yeah. It's good enough. It's a giant ass dinosaur. I'm not hearing too many complaints. Now, if I could, I would have love to have been able to take those tailor trinkets off, but I couldn't. Army painter matte black, Citadel base lead belcher. I use this for the gears and the legs, which I dremeled out off camera because turns out dremeling is not as easy to film while you're trying to focus and keep everything in focus. Army painter warlock purple, model color white glaze. I use this to kind of like help establish the scarish tissue. It's true. Again, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of experimenting and hoping. Did it turn out well enough? It's okay. Definitely could have been better. I might come back and like once I actually know how to do scars properly, I'll probably come back and just like fix that up. Army painter matte black, fur brown. I mix these two together, and what the hell am I doing? Yes, I attack this Rampage's shoulder pad. I think it's a shoulder pad, I can't remember. Yeah, it's a shoulder pad. With this color, it's just to establish it more so with how I usually do my Kroot. Citadel base, dryad bark. I use this on the base coating the quills, and I believe I do it on the leathers as well, because this is a nice, this dark brown. And I recently bought more, so I feel I should be using it quite a bit. Mecha primer white. It's just a really bright white primer. It's the one I use for any Xenosol and all that. I believe I've shown it a few times. I don't have it on me at hand right now, but yeah. It's just a really bright white that you can get on a few coats that is nice and clean. I attack the Ghost Kill armor. I do attack the chest plate piece with this as well. Citadel base, Triad bark. Why the hell did I not just add this together? But okay. But yeah, I do all the leathers with this, for like base coating them, and then I'll come back in with a highlighting color, and that'll pretty much do all the leathers for me. And then hit it with a wash, yeah. Yeah. Model air, dark earth. I start base coating the ground. Since it'll be desert, this would have been great if I had this could have been better if this wasn't just dirt and sand. So if it was dirt, I probably could have mixed some like greens, another color of brown in there. That could have made a really nice terrain color, but since this is supposed to be sand, couldn't do that, but that's fine. Also, I should be getting a Model Air US Desert Sand. I should be, hopefully by the, not next week, the week after, I should have some of this like cactus pieces that I can stick around. They're gonna be resin most likely, but I will make do with what I get. Army painted dark tone. I spray this all over just to tint everything darker and fill in the recesses just to emphasize each panel. Specifically the scales. That's kind of a major need of it. And there's little black dots on the scales. I'm not too worried if they do turn up. If they don't, that's fine as well. But if they do, I'm still happy with that. Just add a little bit more variety. Army Air, Model Air US Yellow Earth. I use this as my favorite final part of the sand. I try my best to get it like on the feet of all the paws, because I feel like this is a bit of like a oh god, what are they called? They can run on all four, but also walk on two legs. Game color, electric blue, model color, white glaze. I dry brush this all over. The scales just to re-establish because it didn't like end up nice enough, and it just adds that little bit more vibrancy in there. The tail was the annoying part, but it was good enough. Again, that's kind of my thing. As long as it's good enough, I'm happy. Model Air Ivory. We attack the teeth, the beak on both top and bottom, because I do consider them like they are beaks, so they would be technically bone if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's how that works, I'm pretty sure. I have no idea. I forget anatomy of bird, let alone Kroot, which is alien bird people. Bird people? No, they'd be more... I don't know. Citadel base, corn red. I use this to make the iconic X pattern more my Kroot have, well, most of my Kroot have, which is their clan symbol, which is just an X. Does it make sense? Probably not, but it works well enough for me. I also hit it on one of the guns. The other one gets a bit of a less of it, but I hit the teleporter. Why this thing has a teleporter, I don't know, but it does. Army Painter Green Skin. Use this for a base coat of my Shaper, because I had the genius idea to have green and blue. Does that make sense from a miniature standpoint? Probably not, but it worked out well enough for me. 30 seconds is really long to be doing this. Just do. Army Painter Green Skin, Scaly Hide. 50-50 mix of this, just as a mid-ground highlight all over from above, and then I'll come in later with Scaly Hide to re-establish highlights. Exactly like my green skin recipe from before. I should hopefully remember to put it in the cards. Army Painter Matte Black, Fur Brown. I use this again, and this one at the time I used it on the cape and the shoulder pads. Nothing special, pretty easy, pretty simple. Nothing too crazy. Also, I really like this cape. This cape is epic. They need I wish Kroot had more characters. Because so far, if I remember correctly, it's got the Flesh Shaper, the Trail Shaper, and then the War Shaper. Those are really the only named characters. Citadel Base, Dryad Bark. Now, I'm going to make this character a named character if possible, with help of my local hobbies, my local Warhammer, and I should be able to make this a named character. Now, what I'm going to name it, I'm not 100% sure yet. I've got to figure that one out still. I just know I'm going to have it be whatever this Kroot's name on a Kroot Rex. Army Painter Matte Black, Citadel Base Lead Belcher. I use this for all the steel. Anything that's got metal on it, that gets that. Crazy, I know. But yeah, my whole thing is like, I'm going to try my best to make this a named character rules-wise. Run as like the Lone Spear, Model Air Dark Earth, a Lone Spear Shaper, if I have to. But it'll be on the dinosaur, so it'll be an interesting one. Using Dark Earth on like the quills and all that, it's just like my favorite recipe for this. Army Painter Dark Tone. I use this to darken everything down, and using multiple layers of it help to establish shadows in the cape. using multiple layers and soaking up the excess that I don't want to dry to, well, again, re-establish highlights and show some shadows of the cape. Also down the side all gets just a black wash. Model Air Ivory. I use this on the beak and all the quills on the back. Well, I'm going to go teeth, but I'm pretty sure they're quills at some point. I'm pretty sure they're quills. I can't be 100% sure though. They don't look like the quills I know of. Army Painter Leather Brown. I dry brush this, well, semi-dry brush this over all the leathers of this character. Which is his, like, well, pauldron, his bracer, his thigh armor thing, his hair a little bit. Just to, like, lighten it up a little bit, not too much, just a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Army Painter Scaly Hide. I use this to start highlighting the face, along with everything else that hits the light. This is definitely not my smoothest blend. I probably could have added a little bit more water into it to make it like perfect, but it is what it is. Army Painter Scaly Hide. Model Air Aged White. I use this as to lighten up the green to hit any of the scars and all that, just to kind of like lighten them up and hopefully make them stand out just a little bit more. But we will see. Well, you guys will see, because it's tricky to get right, because I'm not very good with scars, especially like colored scars. So once I figure out the fundamentals of scars, I should be good. Game color, Moon Yellow. I use this for the eyes and the eyes of the dinosaur. Pretty much anything of like facial structure or anything that is interchangeable from both. As again, the dino is a Kroot after all. And then using a little bit more black wash just to kind of like fix up my mistakes. We should be good to go. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos like this, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell so you never miss another video. Whew. And check out the Discord down below. I'm trying to build a community and it'll help a lot. And I hope you guys have enjoyed the Kroot Carnosaurus with Warshaper Rider. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.